In my opinion, breathing techniques known as pranayama are some of the most powerful of all the yogic practices. Much more potent than any asana, and breathing right away creates a noticeable change much more quickly than any meditation. Of course, all three aspects are amazing and none should be neglected in a complete practice. However, the focus of this program is on pranayama. Now I'm going to give you a breakdown, some history, and the specific precautions for practicing pranayama. Please make sure you stay to the end of the video to hear those precautions so we can assure we're practicing together safely. If you're in a hurry, you can skip directly there using the timeline below. So what is pranayama? Pranayama is a Sanskrit word composed of two root words, prana and yama, or prana and ayama. Now this is beautiful. Prana means vital life force. It's the energy that brings life to the world around us. There's prana in the air we breathe, in the food we eat, the sunshine, the water, the earth. Everything around us vibrates with a certain energy that's called in the Indian culture prana. But this idea of vital life force energy is found throughout the Asian continent. In Chinese culture, it's referred to as qi, as in Tai Chi or Qigong. And in Japan, it's called ki, as in Reiki or Haikido. In yoga, we call it prana. Now, the other half of the word is yama. Yama means to control. So translated in this way, pranayama means to control the vital life force, to control the energy within us. The other way to translate the word is pranayama. Ayama means to expand. So translated in this way, pranayama means to expand our vital life force, to increase our capacities, or to enhance our inner battery. Pranayama does both of these. It gives us control over our inner energy, our thoughts and our emotions, and it expands our capacity to act, to handle stress, and to remain vigilant in the present moment. All of this is facilitated through the breath. The yogis realized millennia ago that the breath is the key to living a harmonious life. The breath is our greatest source of prana. You can go many days without food, a few days without water, but even a few moments without breath, and the soul is ready to depart. So breathing properly is paramount to living a healthy life. The great yogis also realized that the breath is intimately connected with the subconscious mind and our overall state of being. Every emotional state is correlated with a specific breathing pattern. Anger is very short, quick, and tense. Sadness is shallow and weak. And ecstasy is deep, profound, and open. And perhaps the most important aspect of pranayama that makes it so effective is that it's the only system in the body that is both autonomic and somatic, meaning that it will function on its own, unconsciously, without any effort, just like our digestive system and our hormonal glands. And it's under our voluntary control, just like our muscles and how we speak with our friends. This opens a world of possibilities through pranayama, as it gives us access to parts of the brain and nervous system that would otherwise be completely unconscious and inaccessible. There's a whole science to pranayama, which is utterly fascinating, but a little beyond the scope of my intentions for this 30-day program. If you want to learn more about pranayama, level 3 of our online course, Journey Through the Chakras, focuses much more in depth on the breath and how to use these techniques to influence the chakras to achieve altered and expanded states of consciousness. At the time of this recording, we haven't released level 3 yet, but when it is, you'll find a link to that in the description below. Now let's get into the important details, because as I've said, pranayama is a potent practice and it must be respected as such. It's not like asana, where if you're working incorrectly, you'll know right away because you'll have a pain in your knee or you'll feel your back is crooked. In pranayama, we're working with the alveoli of the lungs, the tiny capillaries of the blood vessels, and the neurons of the nervous system. And they don't give the same pain signals that joints and muscles do. We do not want to hurt our lungs, and we do not want to damage our blood vessels. It's very important, okay? But don't be scared because it's easy. As long as you make a commitment to yourself that you will not push. You will not push yourself when holding the breath. That's all it takes. We do not push ourselves beyond a place where it's comfortable when we're holding our breath. It's quite simple, but the ego wants to do better. It wants to achieve, it wants to exceed, it wants to go. Put that aside for now. Drop the ego, that achieving part of your mind, and be humble. Make a commitment to yourself to always stay comfortable throughout these practices and not push. It's very important. So what does this mean when it comes to the practice? Well, throughout this month, I'm going to teach you a variety of different breathing techniques, of different pranayama. And usually at the end, or in the middle of the practices, you'll have an opportunity to hold the breath. Either holding the breath in, an internal retention, or holding the breath with the lungs empty, an external retention. The most important part is that you don't push this part of the practice. You should never finish a pranayama practice gasping for air. Okay? You should always release a retention, whether it's internal or external, slowly and gently. So if you're holding the breath in and you're full, you can take a little sniff and then exhale very slowly, very gently. If you're holding the breath empty, you should just slowly inhale. Okay, it should always be comfortable, it should always be gentle. That's all it takes. Just a couple more precautions to mention regarding fast breathing techniques and high blood pressure, menstruation, pregnancy, and surgery. If you have high blood pressure, then fast breathing techniques and holding the breath are not recommended. Now, it's up to you to decide what means high blood pressure. I'm not a medical professional and I'm not giving any medical advice here on YouTube. So if you're unsure, speak with a qualified physician. And if you're menstruating and you find that the techniques are increasing the bleeding, it's really advised to avoid anything that increases the flow of blood in this time. If you're pregnant or you've had recent surgery, especially abdominal, spinal surgery, or brain surgery, then this program's probably not recommended for you at this time. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Like the video so other people can have a chance to see it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Join our mailing list for exclusive offers. You'll find a link in the description. And let's have a beautiful experience together through this 30-day breath routine.